Hello all, and welcome to Winter Evala VO. This is the first technical actual video that is being posted on this channel. This is the Winter Ecosystem Q&A. It's been a long time since I did a Q&A, and I thought that it would be nice to do one of these again. I have a lot of questions from people in the Discord server. I mean, there's really just going to be no preamble for this one. I think I just want to get right into it because I have a lot of questions to answer. I have a lot of things to talk about during these questions that I'm going to be answering, and there's a few things that you guys probably might not know, as seen by, this. So, yeah, I think we should just get into it. Alrighty, so, as I said, we have a lot of questions from the Discord server, so essentially what I'm going to do, I'm going to read out all of them, down the list of which they were sent. So yeah, let's just get into it. We have from Mr. MugHead, who has been a supporter of the channels for a long while. He says, for Q&A 3, question 1. Since you specifically asked for questions regarding original Reminiscent Industries music content, I did. I guess I should ask, should we expect any more original single releases in the future from all your currently planned album arcs and or trilogies? Abso-fucking-lutely. Singles are the bread and butter of musical releases. I think it would be borderline criminal not to have singles released. I won't tell you guys which ones on each album are singles. For those of you who don't know, in the Discord server, I have a full kind of career roadmap of what the current era of my original music is going to be on the Reminiscent Industries channel going forward. I will have a link to the Discord server in the description if you want to go there and, support that and, check out what's down there. We have a lot of fun in the Discord server. It's getting more active as of very, very recently. So, yeah, just go in there if you want to have some fun. Question 2. Since we're on the topic, what kind of genre of music are you looking for in each album? That's a very interesting question because my focus is not on genre. Specifically, let's have an example of the game trilogy, my nerdcore music that is beginning with Players and Pieces, which will hopefully, it probably won't release this year. It'll probably go out in 2026 because there just isn't enough time in the year for us to do, I believe it's 6 or 7 extra tracks than what we have finished already. I don't think that's possible. The original plan was that to go out on Christmas, but what I'm getting at here, with Players and Pieces, it's not one genre. Yes, it leans into metal, and it leans into deathcore with Physically Ill, it leans into metalcore with some of the tracks, but it also leans into ballads, and there's a synth pop track in there, an EDM house track in there. With Unwoken Seasons, one of the trilogies, y'all should check that one out if you join the Discord server, good God. That trilogy is going to be a kind of progressive rock kind of feel. There's going to be ballads, there's going to be, as I said, synthy pop tracks, there's going to be covers of songs that existed before, like there's going to be an acoustic cover of Numb from Linkin Park. I plan to do that. Like, there's going to be just a lot of different stuff involving my original music material that y'all have never seen me do on Reminiscent Industries before. And final question for today, are there any friends of yours that you hope to work with on your upcoming projects? Yes and no. I do intend, as I have always said, Unknown and Leadus are going to be instrumental producers for fucking ever. I want to continue collaborating with them for as long as I can keep that up because I genuinely value the talent that those two guys have. They're amazing people. They're two of my best friends. And I do want to expand outward. I want to eventually have Jassim, who you all know, Jassim covers Jassim music. I want to have him on an original song at one point. I don't know when exactly that would be, but I think it would be a really cool opportunity. As you know, Lulu Gray is set to be featured on Why Can't I See, the very first original song I ever wrote at 9 years old. She and I have still been kind of going back and forth with topics about that, seeing exactly how we can accomplish that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of collaborations in the future, and honestly, I can't wait to show them all to you because I think I think that collaboration is, even though The Shining Angels is essentially my original solo project with me doing the lyrics, the conceptual work, the vocals, all that happy jazz, it is still a very community-oriented project, and I would like to keep that in the DNA of The Shining Angels, because it's plural. Of course there's going to be more than one person attached to it at a time. So, yeah, thank you for the questions, Mughead. Let's move on to the next ones. Alrighty, next we have questions from Leadus, our lovely team member. Question 1. About Project Next Door, one of the albums, what the hell do you have against JBL? Okay, so this is a joke that was in a previous community that I was a part of. For those of you who don't know, one of the albums is entitled The Project Next Door, and it's essentially a kind of retrospective of how far I've come when I started creating music. And one of the tracks is entitled, and I quote, "These friggin' JBLs are gonna be the death of me, man." And that track is based off of a pair of JBL headphones that I once had. And I was in a VC with some friends at the time, and it just so happened, I was taking a drink of, I want to say it was water or some kind of lemonade at the time, and I accidentally spilled water on the cord of the JBLs, and I got shocked for a long time because I didn't grow up in a very monetarily well-off house. I still kept those JBLs, and every single time I had water in my room, I said to myself repeatedly, these freaking JBLs are going to be the death of me, man. Like, I so many close calls, again, were spent with those headphones and me having drinks in my room. So that's kind of the story behind that one. It's not a very in-depth thing. It's very comical. It's not a very serious track title. It was just one that I came up on the fly. And I've had the lyrics to that song actually written for over 2 years. I've just not had a place to put that song anywhere else than the Project Next Door, which is essentially me looking back at everything that has come before. So I was like, you know what? Why not have a track like that? So yeah, that's really the answer to that one. I'm sorry if that one disappoints. In Borderlands 4, who are you maining if you're still going to play it? No guarantees that I'm going to be playing it anytime soon, but I will play it. I will probably stay as clear as I can of spoilers. I do want to play that probably like on stream or something. I do want to have like a redo of Borderlands and go through it on stream with you guys along with some other games. Like, I've never played Hollow Knight before. Isn't that a fucking mind blower? Especially with, Silksong having come out. I've never played Hollow Knight. I know the impact that game has had on the gaming industry, and it's like, I want to play it, and I probably want to play it on stream with you guys. But yeah, for Borderlands 4, I think it's either going to be Vex or Rafa. Vex because the Siren. I always try to main the Sirens because I always did with Lilith in Borderlands 1. I always did with Maya in Borderlands 2, either him or Zero, or her or Zero, Jesus fucking Christ. And with Borderlands 3, I always mained either Amara or Zane. I always go either the Siren or the kind of sharpshooter characters, the stealthy guys. But I like Rafa as a character, number one, because he's voiced by Alejandro Saab, who is probably one of my favorite voice actors in the game right now. He's just so good. But his character short, if for those of you who don't know, Borderlands has been putting out character shorts for each of the Vault Hunters again, like they used to back in the Borderlands 2 days. He's got a very interesting story, and I really like his character. So yeah, either Vex or Rafa, because I think they're both very interesting characters, along with, Vex being a Siren. So yeah, that's my take on that. And number 3, not a question, but a statement. I'm really excited to hear what you and the Music Man have in store for the Winter Society. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. I would say with original music releases, as I said, it's going to be a long while before we get really things moving again, because I have moved. I do have a different PC. It's a lot weaker than the one that I had before, which is why I'm not actually streaming on it. And it's why music creation is going to be taking a bit of a back seat in terms of content on the channels. I'm probably not even going to be able to get something that I said that I was starting, but I don't believe I have the ability to do it. I don't think I'll be able to do GT Finalist. There's just a lot of stuff that's not in the cards right now because of my current situation, but I will try my best to get things moving as fast as possible because I do want to get started on making great content for you guys again. And I think that doing things the way I am right now, focusing more on Winter Does stuff, actually in the pretty near future, it's gonna be important to do that because Winter Does stuff is kind of my community space. I also want to get started on more stuff with this channel, EvalaVO. So yeah, thank you to Leadus, our lovely team member, for the questions. Alrighty, so the next set of questions we have are from The Real Unknown, the music man of the Discord server. We have, why is everyone so gay? It's not even June anymore. What the fuck? Yeah, question time and shit. Let's go. Number 1, is Winter Does stuff still going to be around? Absolutely. As I literally just said, actually, in the Leadus Questions, Winter Does stuff is probably going to be, at least for the time being, the most prevalent form of content you guys are going to get from me. You'll get reactions, you'll get, I mean, that is pretty much it. It's going to be a fuck ton of reactions that I haven't done, that are on the list that I need to get done. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good time for Winter Does stuff, people. Y'all are going to eat pretty well. And of course, as I said on EvalaVO, we're going to be doing stuff there. But yeah. Yeah, of course, Winter Does stuff is very much going to be around. Question number 2. Any chance we could ever get a Slipknot cover someday? That's an interesting question. I think that I would be willing to do it under the right circumstances. It all comes down to timing, pretty much. I really like doing the style of growls that Corey Taylor does. Y'all haven't heard me do it very often, but not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think I can do it pretty well. It's just, again, all a matter of timing, whether I'm up for it, you know, all that happy jazz. I would like to do it someday. I've been thinking about doing some of the more popular stuff by them, but there are also some deep cuts that I would really like to go into. I won't say which ones, but yeah, I've been thinking about it. Number 3. So I'm doing an Epic the Musical metalcore album called Ithaca. Will you do a reaction to it? When you finish Cerebrus Incoming, I will consider it. I think it would be fun to do a reaction to the album once I do finish, like once I do my reaction to Epic the Musical, which I said would come at a certain point. It's not going to happen anytime soon because, again, my PC is not very powerful. I probably won't be able to do OBS and that at the same time. Yes, that's how pitiful this thing is, but I will definitely consider it. Absolutely. I've heard that the Epic fandom is really, really awesome, and that's why I want to do a reaction to it because, again, like, me doing reactions is not only my way to experience media in a way that I probably never would in the first place, but it's also a chance to, like, get the perspectives of so many different people online and grow a community because that's what I really want to do. I want to grow a community where we can just talk about the crazy stuff. Laugh! But yeah, so that's, yeah, I think I'd give it a chance. Number 4. Okay, this is the second time you've been in my house. You were in my bathroom holding a Monarch of Monsters CD, chanting something in Latin. Dude, I'm getting a restraining order on you and taking away your Lorna Shore privileges for 5 seconds. Go kiss Andrea already, fuck. You don't get to take away my Lorna Shore privileges, motherfucker. Nobody gets to do that. Nobody gets to do that. And I fucking wish Monarch of Monsters had a CD. Fuck you. I'm done there. Number 5. Considering there is likely another Beartooth album coming, any chances for a reaction to it and or the singles that come along with it? Abso-fucking-lutely. I loved The Surface, the last album by Beartooth, and hell yeah, I'd give it a reaction. 6. This isn't a question, but I want you to know that you are such a good friend, man. You mean a lot to me, and I'm more than happy to be your instrumental guy. Such a talented vocalist, and I'm more than happy to bring your visions to life, or at least try to. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, it has been, so far, it's been an absolute pleasure to be collaborating with you. We may not see eye to eye on everything, but it is you're an integral part of the community. You are literally one of the team members. So it's, I should be saying this, what you've just said there. Like, I should be saying that to you. Like, you're an extremely talented instrumentalist. We may have our issues, we may have our little back and forths, but you're an integral pillar to this community, and you deserve absolutely everything that you get in terms of not only your career, but the praise that you get from my community with your instrumental music. So absolutely thank you for sticking by my bullshit for this long, because God knows y'all deserve so much better than me. So yeah, that's about it for Unknowns Questions. Thank you so much, man. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, next off, we have questions from Mr. Brandon BBB. Always good to see you on these, dude. Number one, firstly, how are you doing currently with a hug? Thank you very much for asking. I'm doing okay. I have a stable job now that I'm living here. I'm getting content back up and running again, as you can see from this video. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm really trying to, you know, find a place for myself in life, very happily with a partner, and I'm going through the motions, but I'm taking it as on the chin as I can. So thank you very much for asking. How are you doing, by the way? Number two, what would be your advice for those who are starting out in voice acting and or singing? For voice acting and singing, actually, make the most random fucking noises you can. Expand the range of what your voice can do by just making the most ridiculous sounds possible. I know that for some people, it may be silly, it may be weird to think about yourself doing that, like going up and down and up and down and all the range, but it's like, that is the biggest thing, especially for voice acting. Because if you want to voice act, you have to get into a certain kind of character, but you can't go into a different character than your own voice. That isn't to say that going into your own voice all the time isn't a character, but it's much more useful to know different ranges of vocals that you can do. It's good to expand that repertoire, that versatility aspect of voice acting, to really get a feel for what to do. And in terms of singing, I really don't have one for this, because I'll be honest, guys, I'm not that good of a clean vocal singer. I do know that I do have some technical skill there, but like, I am much more versed in the world of harsh vocals and screaming than I am with clean vocals. Honestly, I'm not the right person to ask for that kind of thing. I'm getting better. I do know that I am, but it's a case of like, I don't think I'm the right person to ask about that sort of thing, if that makes sense. I guess that's my answer for that one. Number three, in regards to the fall, will there be videos on the respected channel reading through the books, as not many people outside of the server are aware of the Wattpad release? Just a general question, nothing too big. This is something that I've actually wanted to do for a while, especially now that Evalavio is a channel. I want to release audio versions of the chapters that are on the Wattpad release. I think it would be really cool to do that. I would have to get maybe some voice acting friends to voice some of the other characters, because I know that some of my voices for them are a little bit uninspired for the ones that I'm not as intimately familiar with. But yeah, absolutely, I'd be willing to do that. That's something I'm not gonna lie, I've been cooking up for a little while now, is trying to get that situated, so absolutely, yeah. Number four, what lies beyond your door? I swore I saw a portal to the Underverse. Explain yourself! That's your problem, man. I can't open the door to the Underverse. That's Samuel's problem, not mine. Number five, joke question. When are you gonna react to my recent material? I have improved since you last heard Complexiverse Restoration. Funny you should mention that. October. Keep your eyes peeled. Number six, not a question, just to say I hope all goes well. Wishing you, your team, and the channels the best, and I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. Thanks for letting me be a part of this community and some projects. Much respect and take care. Absolutely. You have a good one too, man. It has been an absolute pleasure having you as the artist for a good portion of the cover arts for the channel. Since I haven't been either doing them myself or getting another person who I won't say the name of to do them. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being a part of this community and, being one of the first people to actually kind of support me on the very little Iris content thing, because that was something that I was self-conscious about for a very long time. And you were one of the first people to say, no, you should go for this. You should start toning it down with that and move on to other things. And I think it's been one of the biggest things that has helped me gain confidence in my abilities over the last few years. So thank you as well. Alrighty, we have one question from Kai the Witch, who says, "Oh, I have a question. Why are you so cute?" You know the answers to that. I'm not. It's my partner, guys. She's awesome. Alrighty, next set of questions are from the 12th Computer Dictator, a rather new member of the community, but he is a big Aviators fan, so happy to have him in the community. I love the Aviators. We have number 1, favorite AAA or just major company. I don't really understand what AAA means. Games. Favorite AAA games? Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Borderlands, Doom. I love all those series. Favorite AAA company is easily Square Enix. I have said this before. I am a Square Enix slut. I will devour everything they come up with, whether it is a good product or not, and still treat it like a gift from God. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. I'm not as much of a wide variety gamer as some people would expect me to be, although I did get this as evidenced by the only one episode of a playthrough that my father and I had. That series is not going to continue along with the other series that we were going to be doing, but I did get this. I adore this fucking game. It's fantastic. Yeah. I have other games, but it's like it's mostly Square Enix, id Software with their Doom stuff, and Gearbox and 2K. So I'm a pretty basic bitch when it comes to gaming is what I'm saying. 2, favorite indie games. Oh boy, oh man. There are so many. I love Toho, and I'm saying this before Undertale or Deltarune, even though Undertale and Deltarune are probably 2 of my favorite games of all fucking time. I always say Toho first, because Toho is the indie game. We wouldn't have indie games without Toho making as big of a splash as it did. There's a lot of people who, to this day, say that Toho isn't as popular in the West, when, while yes, that is true, it's a case where it's like Toho is embedded in every corner of pop culture. You just don't realize it until someone points it out. Like, everybody knows what the fuck Bad Apple is, but there's a lot of people who still don't know it's from Toho. Like, that game, that series fundamentally changed the entire gaming atmosphere, and crucify me for saying this, I don't give a fuck. It changed pop culture. It really did. Toho changed the game for everything when it released. It was the indie game. It is the indie game. Number 3, favorite artists of any genre. I'm not just forcing Aviators on you or something. Violet Pony and Lone Wolf Music. They are my 2 favorite artists, solo artists. Lone Wolf Music is the project of my buddy Sammy, and Violet Pony is run by Gwen, also known as Trixie Lulamoon. Her material, especially more recently, has gotten me through some pretty hard fucking times, along with Sammy's music. Sammy's music has always been, I'd say that their music has been a pillar of my musical life. And I feel like Violet is definitely slowly approaching that, because Monarch of Monsters and Love and Pony Step, those 2 albums released both this year and last year, respectfully, with Love and Pony Step and Monarch, are 2 of the best albums I've literally ever heard. And I said this in my reaction to Love and Pony Step. The back half of the album tracks, I believe it's 11 through the title track, which is 9 tracks, or no, 10 different tracks, all sequentially, that is probably the most consistently good run of music in an album that I've ever heard. Love and Pony Step is so fucking incredible. It's inspirational what Violet is doing, and there's so much more on the way. So, yeah, I would say that Lone Wolf Music and Violet Pony are my two favorite artists, period, bar none. In terms of bands, Rhapsody of Fire is up there, Muse is up there, Breakin' Benjamin, Dragon Force. There's a bunch of other projects that I'm not thinking about right now because I'm way too focused on fucking Violet Pony, because album 22 is coming out soon. How? Number 4, are you a Terraria guy? I used to be. I used to play Terraria a good deal. I never got very far. I was never very good at it, but it was a very similar case to Minecraft, where it was a very fun experience. I wasn't very good at it, but I still played it anyway. Maybe I could go back to it on like streams or something when gaming streams start again on Winter Does Stuff. Maybe you guys would like to see that. Let me know in the comments. That and Hollow Knight are games that I want to play again. So. Number 5, is there any schedule for VC Times or Live? This might be answered elsewhere, but I can't find it. No, there aren't any schedules for VC Times or Lives, unfortunately. I am never good with keeping a schedule for literally anything. I tried a release schedule for videos, that didn't work. I tried a release schedule for streams, that didn't work. Schedules just aren't for me. Thank you for the questions, by the way. That one hurt a lot. But yeah, thank you for the questions, Dictator. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, now we have a grouping of 11 questions from Darth Naith, the artist for the Lone Wolf Music Project. Not Sammy, but like the actual artist instead of the music artist. For Lone Wolf Music, we have number 1. Can you please give me 2 examples of something like this exists, of songs with inverse key changes? Instead of taking the notes up to make it more epic, taking them down to make it darker. I really don't think I can. I'll just be real with that one. About your original content in general, which has been the project that has been such an ass pain for you to finish? Ooh, that's interesting, because if we're talking musically, it's been Reminiscent Desolation. That album has technically been in production since 2022 when I released I Can't Remember. Or 2022 when I started production on the a cappella version of I Can't Remember. That's been in the works for 3 years. But in terms of writing, that's a more interesting topic, because I've been writing a lot of things for so long lyrically, and in terms of, there are songs that used to be just poems, like some of the stuff in the Nerdcore trilogy. The Power of Choice, the current song that is based off of Deltarune, I have the Genius Lyrics pages for all of my stuff that is coming in the Era 1 of the Shining Angels original music down on Genius Lyrics already, or most of it. There's stuff that's up there, but it's not all filled in because I don't want to spoil you guys. But Power of Choice is one of those songs. It was originally written, I want to say, way back in like 2018 I wrote those lyrics, but I just never had a spot to put them in. And I always had the name of The Power of Choice, and then I thought, oh, well, Deltarune is the perfect thing for this track, because if you read those lyrics, the Deltarune parallels, they're pretty noticeable. So, man, it's so difficult, but I want to say The Fall is easily one of those, because, again, I've been writing that series for, 2013. Like 2013, 2014 was when I made the first character, Jeffrey, when I was 9. About the same time that I wrote Why Can't I See, actually, was when I created that character. So it's like, that project has taken a long time to make. The biggest pain in the ass, though, is probably the project next door. This has been an album that I've been in the writing wing with for such a long time. I've wanted to have like a retrospective album for a long time. I just never had the opportunity to do it in the way that I'm doing the Project Next Door now. And it wasn't even originally called the Project Next Door. I had so many different names, like code names for it in the past. But it's the one I've kind of finally settled on. But yeah, easiest ass pain would be Project Next Door, because that has gone through so many different iterations over the years. And I can't wait for you guys to actually experience that. I have no idea if that's going to come anytime soon, because it is pretty far down the line in my original music projects. But yeah, either Project Next Door or The Fall as a book series, because God knows I've spent a long time on that thing. Number 3, French food or Italian food? Italian food, so easily. They've got the pastas, they've got the pizzas, they've got everything, man. Like, admittedly, I think that Italian food is just some of the best food. And it's not even just the pizzas or the pastas. There's so many other delicious, delicious things that they have. French food is great, I think, for the bakery, like the baking side of things. I know that's very much a stereotype, but it's true. The French baking culinary system is so much more advanced. They can do so many more things than other ethnicities and countries do their baking. And if that's racist or something like that, I'm sorry, but if it is to you, then you just gotta upgrade. I'm sorry. Number 4, favorite RWBY character and favorite waifu. Mine is Weiss. I love when a girl starts being egocentric and rude, but when she is redeemed by suffering and understanding that she is not the center of the universe. Favorite RWBY character? Out of the 4 RWBY girls, it is easily Weiss. I think she has the greatest development out of the 3, and I also think that Kara Eberle's voice acting for Weiss in the English version, the proper, the actual Rooster Teeth dub version, is so damn good. It's so understated in terms of a lot of the voice acting, because a lot of the big voice acting props goes to Jean, Miles Luna, who he absolutely is an amazing voice actor. Dude pulls from some really dark places that I don't think I've even gone to get some emotion out of Jean. But Kara's definitely, Weiss is definitely the best out of the 4 girls. But I've always said, and I want to maybe even make a video about this, because I think she's just such a misunderstood character, is Cinder. I love the direction that her character has taken over the course of RWBY itself. Volume 2, where she made her kind of very formal first appearance. Volume 1 was a very informal first appearance in terms of her character. But I think the trajectory that her character has gone down over the past 12 years, I firmly believe that she has the best character development in the show. And there is a difference between positive and negative character development. And I think negative character development is the perfect way to describe Cinder as a character, because she doesn't improve as an individual. She improves as a character by declining in quality as a person. And I really like that aspect to her character. Again, I kind of want to make a video about it, like a shorter short form video essay about Cinder's character, because I think she's very fascinating, and I really want to spread that enjoyment of her character, because I think she's very misunderstood by a lot of the fandom. Number 5, what do you think about the idol music / Japanese pop scene? I think it's cool. J-pop and K-pop and the different kind of idol scenes it's interesting. I think that's the right word for it. One of my favorite bands probably of all time is Baby Metal. I want to react to their newest album pretty soon. And they started out as, and they still are to a certain extent. I think they've grown beyond the label of that, but they are still technically an idol group. And they're just so talented. It's a miracle they've stuck together this long. But the fact that they have, and that they've grown exponentially so much better and heavier even, is really a testament to how they are as a group, as they are together. And it's really cool. And to see that grow over the years. I don't necessarily, I'm not very into the idol scene. If people want me to be, put things in the comments for me to check out. That's just up to you. Number 6, what kind of advice can you give us to write dark/aggressive lyrics without falling into cringe cliches in the process? This is such an interesting conversation because I don't fully know. I know that I write dark lyrics a lot of the time, especially for things like Beyond the Screen and Play Their Game, the sequel nerdcore albums, and In Unwoken Seasons, that trilogy. It's very dark subject matter, and I think there is still a sense of cringe to it. There is a sense of edginess, I think that's the best word for it, where it comes across as dark for the sake of dark. And I really don't know how to really toe that line in terms of lyrics. I know how to do that in terms of storytelling by, not making it too dark and too shocking for the sake of being too dark or shocking. But I don't know really how to do that with lyrics. I know the line that I draw personally, but it is all up to personal interpretation and taste, at least in my experience. I think the only thing I can really recommend is, navigate that personal line on your own. That's not really for me to decide. That's not really for me to give advice on, because I have very different lines in terms of what is considered too dark compared to most people. I have a much larger stomach for that kind of thing than a lot of people do. So, I don't know, maybe navigate that one yourself, because I really don't know where to help you with that one. Number 7, what do you think about the bronies and all the hate that they receive from the rest of the internet? I think to some extent, it is deserved. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the My Little Pony fandom, who I've gotten more familiar with, me getting into Violet Pony material. But there is definitely, I would say it's like 75% of it is very unwarranted, but there's a good 25% of the controversy and hate surrounding that is very warranted, because there are a lot of problematic characters that have existed in that community over the years. I think it is an issue that has been more so brought to light over the last few years, and there are a lot of those pretty bad people that have, gotten kicked off the internet, and for very good reason. But I do think that the MLP fandom is a fairly misunderstood group of people by a lot of the internet that just think they're into this for other reasons. But it's like, there is a genuine sense of heart and community there that is present in every fandom. There's controversy, there's bad actors, but there's also some very, very good and genuine people in every community that you can think of on the internet. I think that is a testament to how diverse people are, that there can be good and bad people in every corner of the internet and every corner of every fandom. Number 8, have you ever worked at a call center? If you haven't, please never do it. It's the fastest way to have a stroke by stress. No, I haven't. Thank you for telling me to stay away from that. Number 9, what do you think about the people who don't know the difference between remake and remaster? What do I think of those people? They're normal. They're regular people. There's a lot of people that don't know the difference between remakes and remasters, and that's fine. However, if they try to tout themselves as someone who knows music and can't tell the difference between a remake and a remaster, there is something to be said there about, pride comes before the fall, and you're gonna get your ass beat verbally if you try to tout yourself as that and you don't know that simple difference. So, like, I don't necessarily feel bad for the majority of people who don't know the difference, but I don't feel anything towards the people who think they do and really don't, and try to tout themselves as, oh, I'm the big music creator.
No, you're fucking not. Shut up.
Number 10, what do you do when you have a mind block and you don't know how to continue writing either songs, lyrics, or stories? I move on to another one. And if I don't move on to another one with success and, that kind of thing, I fall into a state of apathy and depression where I kind of just sit on my bed or lay on it and just scroll. I doom scroll through, Twitter or YouTube or Discord or something like that to get my mind off of the fact that I feel like I'm a really bad fuck up and I'm a really bad failure and I don't know if I should do this anymore. Or I drink Lipton tea. And finally, what do you expect from the remaster of The World in My Eyes? Are there any specific changes you want to see? Well, that is the thing. World in My Eyes is not just a remaster. It is, I would say, it's a proto-remake, because there are tracks that are genuinely getting remade, complete with new patterns and new lyrics. From my knowledge, My Path is getting almost a complete rewrite out of what Sammy and I previously talked about. Behind My Mask, I've heard, is getting some changes. Exposure is getting some changes. That's already been previewed at live shows before. But I'm just generally excited for that album project because I think it'll be Sammy's best work yet. I think there is so much merit in remaking such a pivotal album in Sammy's discography. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be really important for people who are coming into Sammy's music from the angle of what improvements have been made. And I think that The World in My Eyes is going to be the ultimate test of whether Sammy can really say, I have improved immensely from where I started. So yeah, that is all the questions from Darth Naith. This was a bit of a longer segment, but I hope I've answered all your questions. Alright, next questions we have are from Jassim. Jassim covers Jassim Music, who I mentioned earlier, I believe, in the Leadus or Unknown section. Number one, what made you want to do covers and originals? Covers, I always wanted to do covers. I think covers were one of those things where it's like, I like these songs, I want to put my own spin on them. Yes, I'll add key changes, but that's just kind of my thing. And original music, it was kind of that same thing. It was I've seen what other people have made. How do I put my own spin on the craft of music? I think that's a pretty reasonable yet short explanation of kind of where that thought process comes from. 2, who inspires you to create music? No one but myself. I have learned that throughout my time on this platform that you're never going to appease everybody. So appeal to no one and the audience will come. I firmly believe in that because I make music for myself. I make original music for myself. I make covers for myself. Sure, it's not amazing quality all of the time, but I'll toot my own horn and say I have some pretty clear bangers in both my originals and my covers. More originals are bangers than not, my personal opinion. But I don't make music for anybody. Nobody really inspires me to create music the way I do now. Sure, I have inspirations with themes and concepts, but nobody really inspires me to actually create it and actually produce it and put it out into the world except for myself. And I think that is something that everybody should follow. Don't try to appease everybody. Don't try to appease anybody but yourself. Because that is the most valuable lesson you can learn as a content creator. Because if you try to appease everybody, or even try to appease a single group of people, you're never going to appease all of them. You're never going to do that. So, just try to make yourself happy. Number 3, who's your favorite artist at the moment? I think I answered this question earlier. Sammy and Violet Pony. So very easily. Their music is just such an impact on my life right now. They both have me in a chokehold, and I cannot escape any of their releases because I have to go into every single one. So, yeah, those two. Number 4, how'd you learn to scream very irresponsibly and at a very young age? I was 11 when I first learned how to fry scream, and it has been probably the biggest detriment to my career because I didn't learn how to actually properly, technically sing very well and I was screaming before I was singing properly. So, if you want advice from me, don't do that. And all right, that is all the questions from Jassim. Thank you for sending in questions. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, next question is from Miss LK Corvus, Trixie, also known as the Bird Sister. We have Fuck, Marry, Kill, Watts, Tyrion, and Hazel. I feel like it would be fuck Tyrion, because that man is crazy, and the things he could do, I would not be surprised if he knows his way around the bedroom. Marry Hazel, because he seems like a very decent guy besides all of the vengeance against Ozpin stuff. And kill Watts, because he's just a fucking asshole. Then, when Zebro. Let's see. September 19th. September 19th. Zebro Real. Alright, we actually have 4 bonus questions from the Mr. Music Man, the real unknown, about Andrea, one of the characters from The Fall. So here we go. Number 1, what the hell were Andrea's parents arguing about in chapters 2 or 3 of Before the Fall? I assume you're talking about chapter 3 of Before the Fall, book 2. I don't know. That's a pretty simple answer. I don't know. It's just a part of Andrea's character conflict. I don't know. I think that's a pretty... I don't fucking know. Number 2, why does Andrea want to seduce everyone? Money? That's one of the reasons. Andrea, for those of you who don't know, is the owner of what is the largest organized crime ring. I would say it's crime, it's debauchery, it's sex, it's drugs, it's all that happy jazz. It's less of a sense of for money rather than for social status. If you can bed even the most higher up of individuals from anywhere, you have the most power. Because in Andrea's sphere, connection is everything, and the more people you can connect with, the more power you have, the more you can influence them. Andrea's entire thing is power through connection. And yes, a lot of that is done through sexual relations, but that also is a part of his character, because it is inherent that the closest two people can be is in a sexual scenario. Physically and emotionally. I firmly believe that is the closest any two people on Earth can be, or any two people anywhere can be, in the context of interacting with one another. That may be because I am a very hypersexual person, and I believe that sex is a very underrated part of the human experience and the way we connect with the world itself. But I firmly believe that that is the closest two people can be, and Andrea's mindset is using that to form connection to build power. That's the reason why he seduces a lot of people. 3, if Andrea listened to music, what kind of music would he listen to? He would listen to either bubble pop or metalcore, and there is no in between. He would actually probably listen to both, if I'm being perfectly honest. His music taste would switch from Barbie Girl to My Curse, and there would be no in between of the two extremes. Number 4, is there going to be another Q&A after this? That's not an Andrea question, but yeah. I do intend for there to be more Q&As in the future. The more content pops up. The more people are in the community, the more I'll do a Q&A. It may take a little bit for me to record, edit, and, actually produce all of them, but yeah, I'll do Q&As every fucking day from Sunday. Like, I actually really love doing these, because it's a chance for me to kind of have a dialogue, even though it's in front of a camera and a microphone and a laptop. So yeah, thank you for the extra questions. Alrighty, the final group of questions is from fellow team member, thumbnail creator, and artist, Memory Nightmare. We have, wait until the last day, couldn't be me, I know I'm late. Question time, round 3, here we go. Also, hey there, hope you're doing alright, hope you are too. First, we have questions for Reminiscent Industries. Number 1 is To Let Go came out a while back. Go listen to that, viewers at home. Absolutely go listen to it. I think I did a pretty damn good job on it. What was the most difficult song to record on the album? Ooh boy, this is a tough question because I did record that album over the course of, around the time that it came out. I want to say in 2023. Either that or like early 2024 was when I started recording material for it. I think I'd have to say the hardest song is To Let Go, like the title track. Either that or Crawling in Circles, because there's a section of the chorus where I can probably play the audio for you guys right now, but that chorus is very hard on that track because I had to really dig in deep into the more gritty tones that I use, and I think that last line really shows just how difficult that song is on a technical standpoint when recording vocals for it. I'll see if I can do it. I'll probably splice different recordings in here. Hold on. I will keep crawling around in circles. I'll probably choose one of those. But yeah, I think it was either Crawling in Circles or To Let Go, because To Let Go is such a specific and precise track. You have to have everything down with that song, and I think I nailed it. I think I did pretty good on that one. Number 2, will we get any more one takes? I missed those. Yes, eventually. Right now, again, I don't really have the material to do anything, really. The processing power or stuff to do anything like that. I want to get a new PC/laptop soon because I think it would be great in helping me do that, but I don't have the money right now. I think the GoFundMe is still live. I might put that down in the description. I just want to get more stuff to be able to create content for you guys. I might start up a certain something that I've been wanting to for a while, but that's beside the point on that. But yeah, I will in the future. I don't have the ability to do it right now, but I definitely will try to do that later on. Number 3, how's progress going for the original music project? I'm just excited to react to them whenever they come out. Original music project process is slow, if not moving at all. Because, again, it's just very hard to do that. I might collaborate with Unknown on, getting ideas, and he'll send me instrumentals, and then I'll, put stuff out when I can. I think that's going to be, the plan for now, collaborate with him on the instrumentals and a VC or something, based off of, draft vocals that I do. But releases aren't going to be happening for a good while with original music because there is just so much in the way of me getting to that. But that's besides the point there. It's not really moving right now. We'll get to it. Number 4, will you do any IRL music things? Example, the Where Do We Go From Here title single, whether that be full-blown music videos or visualizers. I plan to. There's some original music that I do absolutely think that it would necessitate real, live action music videos or visualizers for, because there's just specific things that really can't be done with just the album art and single art or just the album art visualizers. I don't think doing that long term is going to be a full functionality for original music, especially original music. I want to do live action stuff for in terms of visualizers or, as you said, full-blown music or lyric videos. I want to do that starting soon. But, can't do that with the current setup that I have right now because I don't have the materials for it. It's aggravating, man. It's so frustrating not having that. Joke question, but GT finalist when? I want to do it in December. I've said this time and again, but again, not the right materials, not enough time, I don't think, to do it. It's probably going to be delayed for a while. That is just the reality of the situation. I'm very sorry. I wanted to have that by October of this year, but that's definitely not happening. And yeah, Even though it's a joke question, I'm still pretty pissed about it. For Winter Dust Stuff / the Forged Fellwork, number 1, is there going to be reaction to Glacier's new show, Knights of Guinevere? Absolutely. Just yes, beyond the shadow of a doubt, yes. Number 2, out of the reactions you've released in 2025, which one was your favorite to record? This is an interesting question because I haven't thought of this. I'm going to look at the reactions that I've put out this year, and I'm going to tell you. I'll be right back. I'll look through these. Looking at my reaction stuff here, I would say Casting Shadows from Aviators, Challenge the Wind from Rhapsody of Fire, Pearl Jam's Dark Matter is definitely up there too. Linkin Park, that from Zero, that was a great album. Cycles of Trying to Cope, from like Moths to Flames, phenomenal album. Boundaries, Death is Little More, that album was great. I love doing my like fake reaction to the Broken Visage Patchwork when that came out. That was really fun. It's not exactly a reaction, but I love doing the Deltarune Chapter 3 playthrough. I want to do the Deltarune Chapter 4 one soon, but I haven't really gotten to that. And Love and Pony Step, that reaction was a hell of a lot of fun too. You did say if you can't choose one, 5 will be fine, but I admit, even though there's not too much actual material, a lot of those reactions were a lot of fun, so I can't even choose 5. Number 3, what sparked the idea for Winter Talks? I'm a very lonely person. I'm a very isolated person. I'm not a very social person, and the one thing about being online as a content creator is that you got to make connections. And Winter Talks was the perfect excuse for me to be like, you know what? I'm going to branch out. I'm going to make connections because I think that's just the best thing to do. And, you know, getting to know people while doing it, engaging in content, creating content while doing that is even better. That was essentially the whole reason for it. Winter Talks episodes, I don't know if they're going to continue, I would say soon, but I do want to get them started up again. We'll see about that. Number 4, who's your favorite character to write for in the fall? And secondary question that falls in with this one, who's your favorite character to record lines for? Who's my favorite character to write? Right now, it's either Samuel or Richard, because they're both very different characters in terms of that whole, like in terms of writing them, they're very different characters, but at their core they are very similar characters, and their arcs kind of run parallel to each other but in the opposite direction, and you'll see that as we get further into the series. But it's like they're two very fascinating characters. I love writing for both of them. They're just also just very deep characters for me to write for. So I'd say those two. And as for recording lines, Evan or Richard, easily one of those two, because they just have such good voices that I can do at any point in time. With Richard, he's got, you know, the New Yorker accent. I love this kind of gravelly depth that Richard goes to. And Evan has sort of the same thing, but he's more English, but he's a lot rougher around the edges, and he constantly sounds like he's smoking 12 packs a day. And I don't know, I love recording for both of those characters. So, yeah, that's the answer to that one. And for Evala VO, we have some questions. First, technical questions specifically for Evala VO. Number 1, what can we expect on this new channel? A lot of shorts, future Q&As will be posted here. I'll be posting, you know, behind the scenes recording for a lot of things, whether that be music, the voice acting, even like behind the scenes stuff of reactions. Like I'll post little interludes in between things that I'm reacting to if I have to take a break in between reaction stuff. And it'll be posted on the day that I record those reactions, not that I release them. So it'll be kind of like a diary for my production process as a creator, like this channel will be. So I really think that's a good idea to have. So yeah. Number 2, how's the saying a lot of things as the Forge Fellwork characters videos coming along? Hope you're having fun. I haven't started, I'll be honest. I'm still getting messages from people, and I want to wait until those at least slow down or stop entirely, because I don't think I'll be able to record a full video and then like have them keep coming in. Like, I don't think I'll be able to do a good pipeline like that with me doing other things. I'll think I just keep creating them. I'll probably have a deadline. Probably today after I post this video, I'll say, you know what, I'll stop having submissions happen for now. But yeah, they're not coming along quite yet. I'm still getting submissions, as I said. But I am excited to record for that video. There's some interesting stuff in there. But yeah, so yeah. Thanks for the questions. Oh, I almost actually missed the message here. Working for this ecosystem has been the most amazing opportunity I've ever gotten. I remember when I first stumbled onto your channel 4 or 5 years ago. It started off with Rise with Society and Winter, the old Verabine thing, and I loved it all. Now 5 years later, I'm working on thumbnails and voices for one of my best friends and met so many amazing people. If only she knew where she'd go, but I'm no time traveler. I'm so glad I saw your channel that day, and I'm so happy I get to work with you all. See you all on the flip side, and thank you for believing in me all these years. Yeah, absolutely. Working with you, Memory, has been one of the greatest pleasures of my content creation career, because it's been an opportunity to really extend my creativity to another person. Because while working with, I'm going to divulge this, while working with Unknown and Leadus has been special, I don't think either of them have made extensions of my creativity quite yet in ways that you have, because you've been working with me since Reminiscent Industries was the Winter Society, and that was a long time ago, back when it wasn't Winter Reacts. I'm not going to say what it was because I hate that name, but back when it was that, and you made extensions of my personal passion projects, like the reactions, like the gameplays, and now you're doing thumbnails for like the different playlists, and it's been such a genuine pleasure working with you. And that's not to discredit Unknown or Leadus if you guys watch this, but it is a testament to just how long you've been in this community, Memory, and it's been an absolute fucking honor to work with you. And as you said, like, more in the future, hell yeah, I'll work with you until the day the fucking sun explodes or the day we fucking die, because that is what you and I are. We're ride or dies for each other. Like, we're friends till the end, I think. I don't think there's gonna be something that will separate us as friends. And it's really cool to have that. And that is the end of the third Winter Ecosystem Q&A. I hope you all who sent in questions have enjoyed. I hope all of you who haven't sent in questions have enjoyed this video and enjoyed the answers I gave to those people who had questions. I think that's going to be about it from me. This is the first time doing an outro on Evala VO, so I don't really know what to do here. If you've liked what you've seen here, leave likes, leave comments, and sub if you want to. We got some stuff going on soon. I'll do the fall chapter read-throughs. I'll do the saying a lot of things as the Forge Fellwork characters. It'll just be a lot of some wacky, wild, and unhinged stuff from someone who's really just trying to wing it. I think that's going to be about it from me. Peace. In due time.